All right, and we are live. Thank you for everyone tuning in. We've got Scott Crusher and we've got Lee from Fomo Toys. How are we going today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good, good. Excited to be here, Ryan. Thanks for having us, mate.
No, it's we were just talking about it's been quite a while since we've done one of these live streams, and it'll be Lee's first one. So yeah, it's exciting to be exciting to be able to do it again.
For sure, for sure. First live stream, Lee. How about that?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be live right now?
Yeah, pretty scary actually. That's why, like, mostly I'm trying to get myself off camera and as much as possible in my videos. And yeah, I'm failing terribly right now. So
no, that's okay.
All good, mate. Good to have a little chat for sure. And Ryan, oh shit, I'm over here knocking over my screen. It's been a while since we've caught up as well, so nice.
It certainly has.
A little midweek chat as well.
Absolutely. We've got some guys in the chat already. So we've got Fast Noodle. Hey, gone.
G'day.
Got Shanko. Hey, gone, mate.
Hey, Shane.
Maddie Wacker.
Yeah, Maddie.
Geek Strong. Yay.
Hey, Tina.
And we've got have you heard of Tippinator?
I am not familiar with Tippinator. G'day, Tippinator.
Yeah. And of course,
hope you're well, mate. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, Jules. Jules always is a trooper. She's in every live stream, every video we do. So big shout out to you, Jules.
Jules is awesome. G'day, Jules. Hope you're having a nice week.
So obviously tonight we're doing a bit of a prize giveaway from Mighty Max, part of my 3-part series that I've done over the last couple of months. And we're giving away some of the Mighty Max Dreadheads, which are pretty cool. But I also wanted to take the opportunity to actually have a chat to Scott and Lee tonight about their favorite Mighty Max sets. So we've limited ourselves to 2 sets. So did you want to kick off, Lee?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Sorry. See, I'm failing already. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons.
No, that's okay.
Let's switch over.
Be very interesting to see like whether there's crossover in our picks.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a spare just in case. I mean, well, look, in fact, I've got a couple because I can't decide because I love them all.
Oh, there we go. Awesome. Look at that view.
The camera went to sleep.
Yeah.
You still hear me okay, though?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, mate.
Yeah, nice. Well, look, I thought I'd do a bit of a curveball. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that my favorite is definitely the Skull Dungeon.
Yep.
Series 1. Classic. It's a classic. Let me just focus on that. It's got heaps of stuff in there that is interesting, you know. But I thought, you know, people might be bored of this one, even though it is my favorite. And I thought, how can I make a skull cooler? And I thought, what's cooler than cool? Probably something cryo. So I threw this one aside, and I thought I'd do something a little bit harder to find. And I'll switch it out with the cryo skull.
Ah, yes. Classic.
Now, Lee, can I tap into your Mighty Max expertise for a moment? So if I remember correctly, that one there, which is an absolute beauty, by the way, cryo skull in some markets, cyber skull in the other, if we're going to go real deep cut Mighty Max?
Yeah, it comes by 2 names for sure. Yeah. And this is probably going to expose my lack of knowledge of Mighty Max compared to some real hardcore fans. But yeah, it does have 2 names. I don't know why they called it Cryo Skull, really, because like none of that really fits into any of the storylines.
No.
It's cool. I think the villain, which is that guy, if you can see him very well.
Yeah, he's an awesome minifig for sure.
This focus is annoying. Do one of these. Anyway, he's called Cyber Surfer. So I don't know where the cryo really comes from. They did redo him in one of the figure packs, which is this guy just here.
I love those heroes and villains packs. They're wicked.
I don't know how in focus this is, but
yeah, we can see it pretty well.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I thought I'd pick one of the rarer sets and show that off. I don't know what you want to know about it, really, other than showing it off.
Yeah.
Series 3.
Do you know why it's hard to get?
Well, generally, it seems like all the series. Seems like all the Series 3 stuff was the last of the line, like everything in any sort of toy collecting world. Last of the line, didn't probably have the bigger production numbers, and therefore less to go around, really. And so
less circulation.
Yeah, and so that whole demand thing. And the first ones would have been pumped out in multiple sets, and the last ones weren't. So it's probably why. And it's a shame because I'm sure, like a lot of the designers and things, they all got a bit of a free ticket when it came to the last one, because they're probably just like, do whatever you want with their ideas and things. So
it is interesting how much it is interesting how much more intricate that final wave of Doom Zones are. Like, you had the Skull Dungeon earlier. Like, it's quite simple. But then when we get to Cryo Skull or Cyber Skull, like, there's just so much more to it.
Trying to think of what the rest of the Series 3 ones are. Yeah, but they're all, like you're saying, way more detail. Interesting, like, design going on its side and opening up like a book. Like, the engineering was a lot more interesting. But that was
and look, a couple of things about Cryo Skull to me that make it unique is, and I got no idea as to why this is, but on all the Doom Zone exteriors, you've got the Mighty Max logo in red, but for Cryo Skull or Cyber Skull, it's in black. Just for some unknown reason, it always made it just that extra bit cool to me.
Oh, what you say? I've never even noticed. Oh yeah, sorry, the emblem on the top. Yeah. No, I'm with you now. Yeah, I don't know why.
It's a different color.
Just for some random reason, and it's not like all of Series 3 went for a black emblem. It's just that one.
Yeah, I have no idea why. There's a lot of things I don't know about these sets, but I don't know why that was the only one that came in black. I don't think there's even any color variants or anything that also have that. So
unless it was like a European version or something.
Yeah, well, I think this one in the package, it's got Greek. I think it's Greek writing along the top.
Okay.
So that would be one of the European ones, as opposed to that one's Mattel, so it might be more, I don't know, might be more American or something.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've got any Bluebird ones. Might do. Yeah, I've got a Bluebird one here, but yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing. That was really cool. Good to see into the heart of the collection there.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just give out some other shout outs. So we've got Blue Harvest. Hello.
G'day, Mark.
Mark and Dino. What's going on?
Dino.
We've got blah blah blah. Apparently they're at work, but well, thank you for tuning in. Let's go.
Let's hide in a corner at work and give us a watch. We appreciate
watch the live stream. So
that's it.
Thank you very much. We've got Let's Go Champ.
Yo, what's going on?
And we've obviously got the boys and Keep On Collecting. What's going on, Matt and Andrew? Good to have you.
Hey, fellas.
And I think that's about it. Yeah, cool.
That brings us up to date.
Yeah. All up to date.
Let's go Champ is Mighty Max Hoarder on Insta.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb now. I think that's Brad. Brad, tell me if that's you. Or maybe you didn't want me to put your name out there. If so, I apologize.
He says Radis has heaps of loose parts in it. 7, I think.
Radis is like top of my list at the moment. I'm really on the hunt for that thing.
Yeah. No, he's cool. He said, yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. All right. I'm sorry if I put your government name out there, but anyways, it's good to be able to put a face to the name, so to speak, if that makes sense.
No, it's all good. All right. Did you want to go up next, Scott?
Well, you know what? I'm going to have to make some adjustments on the fly because great minds think alike. I just thought these two are very emblematic of Mighty Max as a toy line because on one hand, you've got classic, you know, Frankenstein's monster, Scooby-Doo vibes.
Series
and on
one.
the other hand, you've got the, you know, cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic sci-fi. This to me is really emblematic of Mighty Max as a toy line and just shows some really cool evolution as far as like the engineering and the sculpting and the paint and the creativity that went into these things. So I'm lucky I grabbed another one, and that's another Series 3 set, and that is Grips the Hand.
Yeah.
This is another one that, although this is Series 3, so although this came later, it's very much that classic theme. You know, you open it up, it's very Night of the Living Dead. You know, you've got a graveyard, you've got zombies, you've got tombstones, you've got, you know, a pile of earth that opens up to reveal a zombie corpse. You know, you've got this tendril tree creature. To me, this is just what you've got, some sort of crypt or tomb down here. Again, like just, I didn't have Mighty Max as a kid, but
same. Yeah.
I know that if I was exposed to Mighty Max as a kid, I would have been all over it because I was into all the morbid and macabre stuff. And, you know, I was into the Addams Family and I was into Scooby-Doo and I was into Monster in My Pocket and the Osborne World of the Unknown Monsters books. And I know that this would have really spoken to me. And this is a good example of you know, what I love about the Mighty Max toy line. So, so that's just one of many that I love. So we'll give that an honorable mention as well.
It's a great backup. And thanks for letting me go first, Brian, because...
Well, I just thought... well, I mean, you probably could have, you know...
selected another one? I guess.
Selected out, yeah. All right. So I'm going with Gila Guts Doom Zone. Whoops, just dropped part of it. But yeah, obviously this is... I love the color on this, you know, the bright orange there and the purple. Obviously very hard to open. I probably picked the hardest one to open up on live, but
yeah, no pressure.
Yeah.
Don't break that thing.
No,
that is also one of the trickier ones to find.
I'll have to come back to that, but
put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot, but yeah, obviously I love. You know, look at this. You open up the head there, you can see the eyeballs and everything coming through there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so very, very cool playset there. Might leave that there for a moment. And then, did we each do two already? We did, didn't we?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did three. You know, I kind of cheated, I suppose. But
all right.
But have you got another one there?
Yeah, I do. So this is one that I never thought I would get, and it's part of the Monster Heads Series 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I actually found this at one of my local toy fairs in Perth and was absolutely blown away. So this is Gorilla Bat and Ape Warrior. So it doesn't come with Mighty Max, but it does come with, obviously, the Ape Warrior, which is that guy there.
Yeah, the monster heads are pretty cool. They're actually smaller than I thought they were.
They are, yeah. But the amount of detail, I mean, you can see on there. It's like...
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So very happy with that one.
That's nice. Yeah, I like the monster heads. There's some cool sets. In fact, were there some... Was it... Oh, maybe I'm thinking of mega heads. Were there unreleased monster heads, or am I thinking of the mega heads?
Not about the monster heads, but the mega heads were the large ones, like the Skullmaster.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a series of 3, but they only released that one. And then there was the Warmonger, which has been reproduced by a bunch of guys in Taiwan. I think reproduced it. They're now coming up with their entire new Mighty Max themed line. I think they've changed the naming on it just to be safe, but yeah,
there's some companies now making their own Mighty Max toys which look really cool.
Really like smart engineering as well. These guys are good. Yeah,
for sure. It's interesting that we all, aside from the monster head, we all went for the Doom Zones. I don't know about you guys, and I've mentioned this in videos before talking about Mighty Max. Like, to me, the Doom Zones are just like the perfect size. They're like the Goldilocks portion of Mighty Max. Like, there are some horror heads that I like. Obviously, there's not an awful lot to the shrunken heads, and then you get the larger play sets, which I also love. Like, I'm on the hunt for a Skull Mountain because I just think that's like an awesome centerpiece for a Mighty Max collection. But the Doom Zones are just like they fit in your pocket, but there's just enough going on that there's play value, there's engineering, there's lots of detail, there's hidden details to discover later on. So I think the Doom Zones are wicked.
So speaking of details, it just opened by itself after all that. Classic. So you can see the bottom part here got all the detail with the skeletons of this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the insides of the lizard is mad.
They spared no detail there. It's just incredible little world there.
Yeah. They crushed it. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. I thought we had to pick Doom Zones. I thought that was part of it, but you're right.
Yeah,
no. Like, when you're going to start collecting, start with the Doom Zones. When you've filled those, you're going to look elsewhere, horror heads, and then you start picking at all the other bits and stuff. But
yeah,
do you guys have a favorite horror head or a favorite or a favorite shrunken head within reach, or you'd have to have a think?
Yeah, I think the gorilla bat for me is pretty cool, but just how gnarly it looks.
That monster head is really cool, and it's not the kind of thing you see very often as well.
No.
I'm a big fan of Beetle Brow.
That's so cool.
That's a cool one. Yeah.
I know it's got a bit of chrome to it. I like that it's you can stand it vertically, although it's fallen down a couple of times off the shelf.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's quite different, compared to all the rest of them.
Ooh. Oh wow!
Yeah, definitely.
You don't see those very often in Australia, do you?
No, where am I? See, this camera's moving around. Yeah, these last four.
Yeah.
Almost impossible.
I was going to say the one with the skull with the claw over its head. I think I've seen a couple of those, but they're never complete.
Yeah, and then every so often a blue one pops up on eBay that's millions of dollars. So.
Yeah, Freako's a tricky one as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we put you on the spot? Can you show us a Freako?
I don't have a loose one.
Oh, okay.
I think that's probably the only loose horror head I don't have. And I'm probably not going to get it.
You had to pick the one Lee doesn't have. No, I'm just kidding. I started talking about Freako.
I mean, I can't complain. Like, I've got it carded, so.
Yeah. That's so good.
But yeah. It's a nice set. Like, I think it's just because of its rarity that
it's kind of blown up. Yeah.
It's it's a nice sculpt. It's an interesting main character, but I don't think it's the most interesting one. But,
is the character inside like a clown like the exterior?
No. There's this. Try and get it closer. There we go. So that's the main character. On the inside, there's sculpted. See, this camera's being silly. There's sculpted clowns and various people that follow the storyline.
Oh, gotcha.
I think that guy is like the strongman for the clown villain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Like, I recall I've read the comic book before, but yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love Zomboid. I love the gross out features of Zomboid. Like
that would be my second pick. That'd be my second pick. Yeah.
Like just all the decaying flesh. I'm into that for sure. That would be that gets that's as far as the horror heads that I've got in my collection, but I don't have any of that third wave, or that last wave, whichever one it is, with Freako and Beetleborg. Yeah.
I remember Freaky Deek Toys had a one Frico for auction. I think it was a carded one. But it went a bit too above my budget. But you never know. That's
fair enough. There's always next time.
There's always next time. So I think you saw one recently, Scott, at Collecticon, didn't you?
Collecticon? Yeah, Owen from Here for Toys has had one there for a little while. I mean, I've had it in my hand a couple of times. I've thought about it, but the price it goes for is like the price that I could get one of the last couple of Doom Zones that I need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it commands a high price, doesn't it?
On that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's right. We've just got a comment from Tippinator. Those Goosebump books look great up the back. There you go.
Yeah.
The bookends.
When I found these on eBay, I was so happy. They came from the UK, but what a great way to display your Goosebumps books.
Oh, that's
They're
it.
both
They look so
the same. I don't know what the secret compartment's for, but interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are great.
That's awesome.
There's quite a few of them around as well. They're not too hard to find.
I guess you could put your spare change or something in there if you wanted.
Still carrying cash, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. All right. And I guess if we can ask you again, Lee, when did you start collecting Mighty Max sets?
I had them as a kid. I had the Pharaoh Fang, the Skull Dungeon, of course. I think I had one of the Radioactive Ranger or whatever he is. Like, that's the only. This is not my childhood one. That's somewhere else, but it's the only one I've got left of my childhood ones. And then I think it was around 2012 or so that I stumbled across a couple in a thrift store, and that just opened up the doors to me. And then I was, finding them right back good. So yeah. And then this happened.
Yeah.
So, you got a problem.
Cool. Yeah.
If you have to ask your wife for permission to buy a lot of toys, so
absolutely. Yeah.
Lee, do your like toy displays escape your collection room, or is it all contained to your collection room?
To one room.
No, we've got toys in the house. My Bullmark Sufubi from Japan, that gets top shelf in the house. I think that's pretty much it for in the house. Yeah, and then the rest I've contained to this room now. So
one room. Yeah.
Yeah. But my rule now is if it goes away in storage, that I'll look to sell it, because if I can't have it out on display and enjoy it, then why have things stored away? Yeah. So yeah, that keeps me under control, because every time I get something new in, I have to decide what needs to go. So that goes on the
So it's kind of like your one in, one out mentality, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
There's only so much room you've got, and I like to try and keep my displays nice and clean and somewhat minimalist. So
yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, like, I'd be lying if I said I don't bring home things from a toy fair and then they end up in a tub, because I've got to, my rule is, it either goes on display or it goes in the tub, because otherwise there'll just be shit everywhere in the collection room, because I try to keep everything in this space. But, I don't collect to store things away in tubs and store it away. I collect to display and enjoy it. And my mindset is that if I can't do that, and if it's not important enough for me to make display space for it, then I'd rather see it go to someone else who is going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? And then make a couple bucks to fund the next purchase. So, I think it's a good way to look at it, Lee. It's easier said than done, though, because sometimes it is, sometimes I've got things that it's like I've had grand visions to make a display and dedicate a shelf to that line, but I just haven't been able to, make that game of Tetris work. Yeah,
for sure. Bit of a problem.
Yeah,
if you ever see me if you ever see me selling at a toy swap or anything, come see me, because I sell things for really cheap. I like to see people happy and walk away thinking they got an amazing deal. And when I'm done with it, it sort of loses its major value. And I've enjoyed it now to pass it on. And so I usually give people very, very good deals. So usually all the other vendors come around my table and buy everything off me so they can upsell it. But that's how I go down.
You get an early finish. You're out of there.
Yeah,
People sold.
Yeah, for us today.
Yeah,
but if I can echo Brad's comment and Matt's comment, Lee does have an incredible collection. And if I can embarrass Lee for a minute, definitely check out his YouTube channel, Fomo Toys, if you haven't done already. Because if I can embarrass Lee here, what you'll get from Fomo Toys is not what you'll get anywhere else on YouTube. You know, there's plenty of people like me that you know just go to toy fairs and do toy hunts or whatever. Like, but there's I mean, I'm yet to find anyone that does quite what Lee does. So I definitely recommend you guys check it out. And I know Ryan's a big fan as well.
Yeah. Again, not to kind of make you embarrassed, but seriously, like the amount of quality and detail you put into your episodes is really cool. Like, I'm not just saying that. So it's like a mini movie in a way, you know.
For sure. And
I feel that's often what kills me is that I put these shorts at the beginning and people that aren't interested in what's coming end up just not watching the rest of it. But I'm a worst my own worst enemy. I work way too hard with lighting and camera angles and filming various things. I could really just simplify it a lot more and produce a lot more work. That's why it takes me like a month or 2 months to put out a video.
But it shows, you know, because obviously you put the time and effort in there, you know.
For sure. Yeah, I mean that's it, Lee. Like, to someone that watches it and enjoys it, you can see all the time that goes into it for sure. So you definitely doing something right.
Yeah, and there's a bit of comedy in there. There's a bit of laughter as well.
For sure.
What was that?
Someone just commented on a bearded.
That was it was Keep On Collecting, Matt and Andrew. That's Lee in his videos.
Beards are a sensitive subject with me. I had to shave mine off for work, and they're not letting us grow them back either. So
no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be without my beard. I don't know. It's I've been growing it for too long now.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been keeping my beard short lately, but if I had to put a razor to it, I wouldn't feel great about that. And Lee,
don't do it. It's not worth it.
Look, you like, again, at the risk of embarrassing you even further, like, you suit a clean shaven face just as you suit a beard. I got like something about me. I don't know whether it's something this area here when I clean shave. It's not cool. Like, it doesn't. It's just not right. Like, it's like, anyway. So I'm relieved that my new job doesn't require that. Just what's that? Leave the hair there. Just
get some clean lines.
Yeah.
Maybe but also maybe just because I've not seen myself clean shaven. You know, I shaved once. I don't know, maybe about 8 years ago, and the girl that I was with at the time was like, "Yeah, like, probably don't do that again." Like, you know what I mean? Just
she didn't like it
because I hadn't done it in so long, and it was just it's a shock.
Shaving is a sensitive subject for all of us, so
it is.
Certainly
we're beardsmen over here.
Yeah, very jealous.
Yeah, so I guess online with when we started collecting Mighty Max, I would say it probably started a couple of years ago. And then obviously when I met Lee, he was very generous with his collection. I was able to acquire it. So that's kind of where my love for Mighty Max toys really grew. And obviously your book as well. So I'm sure Scott can also echo the same.
I can. It's not within reach, or I would embarrass Lee further. But yeah, if anyone, I mean, I know there's people in the chat who are following along, you know, Brad and others who love Mighty Max. If you do, that's definitely the definitive resource, both, you know, your checklist and also shows all the unreleased stuff and advertising and lots of cool stuff. So yeah, it's definitely been a go-to for me as far as collecting Mighty Max, because I mean, these things aren't easy. You know, when you buy them incomplete or you buy lots and it becomes about piecing them together, it's it's not easy to do. So yeah, it's definitely been good for
lots of intricate parts. I'm still trying to find a fireball for Skull Mountain, but I'm sure it will show up at some point.
Yeah, good luck.
What is that? One of the eyes of Skull Mountain?
Yeah.
There's two different ones, isn't
there? Toy fair, you'll just find it in the bottom of a box somewhere, and no one will have noticed it. Amazing.
That's right.
Green big.
Yeah.
And it'll be oh so satisfying.
Yeah.
That last piece.
If I can add, I went to a toy fair on Sunday. Have you recently been to a toy fair, Scott or Lee?
Last one I went to was up in Newcastle at the end of July.
That's right. Yep.
Which was the first collector con up there. So,
I don't know if I've been to a Toys Fest since I came down to Penrith and met you guys for the first time.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was
the only one that I would do up here is the James Old Toy Swap, which I tried to sell at, but I just haven't been able to get there. Just too busy with life. And
yeah, okay.
We don't have too many. We've got one coming up in November, and that's the only one really for. I need to do something about it. Maybe I need to start a Queensland toy convention.
Do a bit more digging and see if there's any other good ones out there.
Yeah.
So is the Brisbane Toy and Hobby Fair just like once a year, and then James Old like what 4 or 5 times a year sort of thing?
James Old Toys is kind of every couple of months, I think. The Brisbane Toy and Hobby is annually, and that's when he just come back. I think it went away for a good 3-4 years or something over COVID, and the last one was their first one back in a long time. So it's a bit of a smaller event, but hopefully people hear about it and it will be a bigger thing this year. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I usually do the Nexus Toy Fair. I have a stall there, and chance to go to Collector Zone, which is a bit closer to me. And they've actually expanded, so they now have two halls, so it's even bigger. So they used to have about 150 stalls. Now they've got about 250. So I think I will definitely be going back as a spectator because it was it was actually really good. I do have 2 sneak peeks if I can show. That's kind of a good segue to where I was going, if that's cool.
Of course. It's your show, mate.
Yeah. So let's do a bit of a sneak peek. So I managed to get these 2 guys, the Penguin Commandos from Batman Returns.
Nice.
Now, obviously, the packet's a little bung, but they're still sealed on the packet, and I was able to get that for $10, which I think is pretty good deal. Yeah, and I love the artwork on the back here. You obviously get all the, the figures, the vehicles, and then the play sets. So for me, just the packet alone, I would have paid $5-8, just for that. So really happy with those. And then obviously,
was that a Toy Fair find or?
Yeah, that was at a Toy Fair on the weekend. So, yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and then have you got this one, Scott? I can't remember if you've.
I don't. I do have a Toxic Crusaders frame tray puzzle. Sorry, sealed, I should say. But it's not that one. I think it's like Toxie doing battle with like 3 or 4 radiation rangers in front of Killer Moth's factory. It's just like a different version, but
different sort of one.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So I saw that in the corner to someone that I've done a couple of trades with, and I was like, "Oh, can you do me a deal for that?" And so they said, "Yeah, no worries." And as you can see, it's kind of peeling away, but it's still sealed. There's nothing on the back, of course, but Again, you can't knock Toxic Crusader stuff. It's just so colorful.
For sure. And like those sort of puzzles just display great behind the figures as well.
They do, yeah. That's why I got it, just to kind of highlight the collection I've got behind me. So there you go.
Very nice.
That's a little sneak peek. I'm currently editing that episode, so yeah.
Awesome. Something to look out for.
Absolutely. So we'll just quickly go through a couple more comments, and then we might get into the prize giveaway, if that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Geeks.
Good on you, Dino.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm finally 100% for my collection. Well, I could say the same for Scott with my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 2 or 3 years ago, I was just collecting, real Ghostbusters and Doctor Who. And next minute, it's like, got half a room of turtles, but
yeah,
everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I've got things within reach that I can definitely blame Lee for, but in the best possible way. I mean, this is a relatively recent pickup that is all down to Lee, my rude Randolph.
Yes.
So again, cool. This is what we do. We when I first started collecting, I was collecting vintage TMNT, Ken Israel Ghostbusters, and WWF Hasbro figures, and now I've just got so many weird and wonderful things, but I'm enjoying my collection more than ever. So that's what we do.
Absolutely.
We're all easily swayed.
Yeah, we keep expanding, and same with like retro games. Like I've been getting heavy into retro games now, and it's a bit of a rabbit hole. So I'm trying to like taper it a bit. But yes, I have a mounted starting big video game collection. But it's a lot of fun. That's why we do it.
That's why I've just stuck to gross out toys now. That's all I'm going to collect. Yeah. Trying to get rid of everything else and just one niche of the niche.
It's such a specific niche, but like when you say I just collect vintage gross out toys, it sounds like you're not leaving yourself that much, but there really is, isn't there? Like gross out toys, gross out toys is something that you've definitely opened my eyes to a lot of cool things. And there's just no end to, first of all, like the actual, the mad balls and the weird balls and the breath blasters and but then you've got all the knockoffs of those lines. You know what I mean? So even if you stick to that niche, there's still so much to collect within that.
Yeah, no, it's huge. I didn't think. I thought, there's only a couple of things that I can get now, and that's fine. I'll be happy with that. But the more you look, the more you find, and then weird Japanese stuff. They love their gross out stuff. The Italians are big on gross out. They produce a lot of interesting weird toys. And then I've done a naughty and got into modern stuff because companies like Moose Toys, an Australian-based company, they're putting out some very cool stuff that's definitely a throwback to the old things. Like I'm looking at the breath blasters right now, and they've put out very similar stuff that's smell related that you squeeze. It's got the sponge inside that releases it. What else? Just looking around, they're heavily influenced by a lot of the old stuff, and it's kind of fun to see it come back. I'm also saving that for a standalone episode on Moose Toy stuff because they make some really great stuff. Even
that's awesome.
the Zero ball things, I'll go get one. But like that, very cool. Where have I put it?
Collection room really displays well, eh?
I'm sure the lady at the checkout thought I was a bit weird because I was going away with their store display. But yeah, I was just like, that's fine. I'll just scan 30. Oh, how many of these are in here? 11 or 12 of them. But yeah, these things are really very cool. Really detailed designs. There's an example.
Mega Gross Minis. I've never seen them before.
They're in Targets and Kmart's. And this is the first wave, and they just put out a second wave.
Okay.
They're only small little mini things, but they're really detailed.
What's going on with the SIG tax?
The what? Sorry.
Oh, there's an imitation thing of Tic Tacs.
Yes, they're all brand related. So you can see
okay.
Brand related.
Converse.
It's got like a Converse shoe there.
Snickers is called Pickers because it's like a finger with a booger on it.
That's so cool.
TikTok, yeah. Which again, this is like I think it was Wacky Packages was a brand related thing. Which Wacky Packages is what influenced Garbage Pail Kids.
They were trading cards, weren't they?
Yeah. Wacky Packages.
Well, Wacky Packages. Yeah, we're trading cards that preceded Garbage Pail Kids. That's right.
Yeah.
And they were that same sort of vibe. They were like riffing on brands in with sort of a gross take on them. Yeah, they look very much inspired by Wacky Packages. That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool. I'll have to keep a lookout for them now, Lee.
Yeah, I think they're like $11 for one of these. So it's not cheapest, but you get 3 inside, and you get like stickers and lots of other things, slime and stuff in them. So
yeah,
they're very popular.
Yeah. That's awesome. Keep on collecting boys have a question. Do you have skateboard smack ups too, like Scott?
I do. I did an episode, well, 1/3 of an episode on them.
Yep.
Yeah, Lee's got a bunch of carded skateboard smack ups.
Yeah, I've got the entire lineup. Got the entire lineup carded.
Oh, there we go.
And these are beautiful cards. The colors are great, contrasting colors. Yeah.
Nice big pictures on the back there too. Yeah.
Yeah, I nearly bought a whole bunch of loose ones in Japan, and I had to have some restraint while I was there. So I had to get these from the US, but
yeah. And who makes that again? Who make those?
Made by Daytime. Yeah.
Okay.
You just got a carded one, didn't you, Scott?
Yeah, it's interesting because I got one with a Kids Biz sticker on it. So this one was actually imported to Australia by Kids Biz, and I found I got to give credit where it's due. A friend of the channel who's also named Lee, a guy in Melbourne, who I've had the pleasure of meeting in person before, and he's a dude. He found this at Lobo's and said, "Look, this is imported by Kids Biz," and he sent me an article from like the Australasian Consumer Products magazine in 1990 that referenced the president of Kids Biz talking about what a failure these were because they caused such an uproar in Australia. And as Lee's covered in one of his videos, and I've done so as well, these things were banned by the Australian Competition and Consumer Council. And in this article, it talked about how Kids Biz actually destroyed all of their stock. So I thought this was pretty cool to actually get a sealed version with the Kids Biz, 62 Mark Street, North Melbourne, Victoria sticker on it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So just a little obscure, piece of history as it relates to gross out toys in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice. Slip through the nets.
I mean, it's not the crispest card, but still just to have that on it. I mean, I got the set loose as well. But yeah, just to have that, that Aussie card, I thought was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's very unique.
I don't think so. So Tippinate is asking if R.L. Stein created Garbage Pail Kids. Don't think he did.
No, I don't think. Off the top of my memory, I don't think he did. Garbage Pail Kids was a guy called Art Spielman. Was the maybe it was the illustrator that did them. But,
illustrator, yeah.
Test my research knowledge there on the episode.
I mean, from my understanding of R.L. Stein books, I know that he also did a lot of other books before Goosebumps, and he was mainly a writer. So,
and there's a couple of good YouTube videos on the various artists that did the covers for them. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't think it was R.L. Stein.
No.
Although I do intend to do an episode on Goosebumps at some point. It's on my list of
that'd be cool.
Yeah. I think it was like the second most popular printed book in the world for like a very long time, preceding Harry Potter and all those. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely like for me, that's what got me into reading books. I used to get them at the local library, and that was kind of what got me into reading,
Yeah, I love
it. I'd like to say the same, but to be honest, I just like the cover art.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I read it. I watched on YouTube an interview with the guy that illustrated a lot of the Goosebumps book covers. And he was talking about how he didn't, and look, he didn't do all of them, but he did quite a few of them. And he was talking about how he actually didn't get a lot of insight from R.L. Stein as to like what the book was about. He was really just working with titles, working with the title when it came to illustrating those covers. And he was saying how much he liked that because it sort of gave him freedom. You know what I mean? Just having that title and using that to look like sort of let his imagination run wild because the covers are like a big part of the nostalgia for me with those books and like the tactile lettering, the Goosebumps lettering, like just so cool.
Got a couple here.
There was one question for you, Lee.
Yeah.
Matt from Keep On Collecting wanted to know if you got any more Japan trips planned or any other trips planned.
I dream about it every night. Honestly, like how many times I go and sit on the couch next to my wife and I just go, oh, I wish I was in Japan right now. I just love it so much. It's everything about it. But I would be poor because I would just go to all the toy shops all the time and it's just never ending. So,
it looked like you had so much fun there too. Yeah.
Oh, so much fun. Yeah, I was really happy that I recorded those trips as well and documented them. They're really nice to look back on and watch. I probably shouldn't speak too soon, but I'm looking at a potential Hong Kong trip because that's a huge toy hub. So
is it
I feel
really?
like a lot of people are going to Japan at the moment, but Hong Kong might be an interesting thing to look at. So I've started doing some research into that.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Hong Kong or Taiwan would be very interesting.
That's super interesting. So people are sleeping on Hong Kong as a potential toy hunting destination. So like
I think it's already well known about. It's a massive hub. So very much like designer toys though and Sofubi.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But still they manufactured like up until a good point in the late 80s, maybe early 90s even. Like they manufactured the majority of the world's toys, Taiwan, Hong Kong. Prior to going to China, and China's large manufacturers all starting up. So, I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Cool.
But yeah, that's potentially on the works. We'll see if I can get a moment away from uni and life and work and take a holiday.
Nice.
There you go. I got a couple of classic RL Stoners. That's like a holographic kind of one.
I do love the holographic ones. Nothing says 90s like shiny holographic.
Yeah.
Like foil covers and likewise with comics.
Yeah.
Very nice. Are you familiar with Barfarama?
No, I haven't.
I'm not.
90s property, similar. I get this camera right. There we go.
Yeah.
Similar to Goosebumps. Sort of all gross out themed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen those before. I have to look out for those.
This is like me doing deep dives on eBay for anything that's gross out related and
a
whole bunch.
Yeah.
Who are they American?
Good question.
Or who wrote them? Like, is it someone that is well known?
And
also, just if I. Just a quick disclaimer from my side. The lawnmower started up in the living room. Lee's also got an English bulldog, so he probably knows this all too well. But the lawnmower is snoring in the living room. So the directional mic's facing at me. But I just apologies if anyone's hearing that.
That's okay. It's fine. It's not.
But I'm gonna have to hunt down some of those Barfarama books.
Yeah, they look fun. I hadn't had time to have a proper flick through them, but I just thought they were going for really cheap as a lot. So I thought, I'll grab those. 90s gross out, why not? When I do Goosebumps, I'll probably have a bit more information on them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool.
All right. So what we might do now is... go. Sorry, Scott, keep going.
Oh, and I was just saying a lot of love for Goosebumps books in the chat.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got... see Jules. What's
the Taylors love the Goosies as well.
Yeah. So blah blah said Pura is a toy company in Singapore making new Mighty Max sets. Anyone have more info on these?
Oh, they're Taiwan. That's the company I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There is. I can't think of the guy's name. I do. I talk about it in my episode 4 Mighty Max video near the end when I'm talking about the unproduced ones. Then I talk about this company. They're based in Taiwan.
I'll see the Taylor's like a bit of Goosebumps as well.
Definitely.
Anyone seeing the new Polly Pocket Addams Family toy by Mattel?
I did see some pictures.
No, I haven't seen. Okay.
And in fact, I'm watching Polly Pocket very closely because I feel like it is having some success with Mattel, and If Polly Pocket does well, we might see a boys Mighty Max come back. I think they still hold the license. Some people debate it, but I'm pretty sure that they do.
Okay. So it looks like he's picked.
I have seen that set that blah 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 is talking about. The red cap.
Yeah, the red cap.
It's like the set is a Mighty Max cap.
Yeah, I think they call the character Robin. Originally, it was all branded as Mighty Max, but I don't think there's any. I don't know. Maybe they're just protecting themselves in case of any of it, like legal proceedings or anything. But I don't think that they were too worried about Mattel coming at them. Like,
no,
Mighty
not
Max
at all.
has been dead for a very long time, so.
Yes, they definitely are making a comeback, I would say.
But if I can just go back to a previous comment, I didn't know that Polly Pocket was still in production. That's really cool. I mean, I'm not a Polly Pocket collector, but just the fact that like a real sort of legacy toy line like that is still on the go is awesome. And to Lee's point, absolutely. Like if that continues to have a resurgence, then let's hope Mighty Max isn't too far away. But can I ask, Lee, from what you understand, are these Polly Pocket toys that are still in production, including the Addams Family set that someone referred to in the chat, like are they geared towards adult collectors or are they kids' toys?
Not really, but you know what? We'll collect anything really if it's related to a popular property that we love. I don't know. Like the good thing about having a kid now is I can go stand in the toy aisle and look like a weirdo, so I can have a good look around. And I've got a girl as well, so I go into the girls section and you know look at what might be good for her, but then I notice what else is there. But yeah, probably like last 4 or so years, like Polly Pocket's been on the shelves. They don't look as the same quality like a lot of the old stuff that was made really well, and then they've reproduced it and it's just a bit cheaper manufactured. But they still look fun. Like for any kid, I keep on buying them for my nieces and things just because I want to have an excuse to buy them, so I buy them for them. But yeah, they look like they're doing quite well, and now that they're actually starting to partner with a few other properties, and especially darker ones, it should be pretty interesting, and maybe they're gauging interest in things. So I think at one of the last toy shows in the US, there was a bit of talk from Mattel talking about Mighty Max.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe it could happen.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's growing in popularity a lot. So
it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. I don't think they'll ever be as good, but it'd be nice to see them come up with some new stuff. So.
Yeah, I haven't succumbed to a modern toy line yet in my collecting, but who knows if they release some new Mighty Max releases, that might tempt me. But also that toy line that Lee was talking about that's being produced by an Australian toy maker sounds pretty awesome. So I'll be keeping an eye out for that.
If you don't want to buy modern, don't look at Moose Toys, whatever you do. I just went, oh, that's cool, and I bought one, and then I was like, oh, they've produced a whole bunch of gross out stuff, and like some of it's starting to get quite collectible now, so the prices are hard on eBay. Like the stuff that was on the shelves a year ago, now you have to pay double. But they produce some amazing stuff. I love that company.
It's really taken off.
Awesome. Shout out Moose Toys. I'm gonna have to look into them.
Moose Toys, love them.
So to enter the giveaway, you would have had to leave a comment on one of my Mighty Max videos saying busting makes me feel good. So if you want to do that now, Geek Strong would probably be a good idea, and I can add you in.
Let's go, Dino. Got to be in it to win it.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good segue. I think we should get the ball rolling. Hey. I will.
Let's do it. What are we doing? Everyone. What are we doing, Ryan? Are we spinning a wheel? Are we doing a duck race?
Yeah,
what's your preferred method of?
I've got a Wheel of Names website ready to go with the names already. There's actually only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably only about 8 or 9 people that actually entered. So that's why I wanted to kind of keep it going a bit so that people could have a bit more of a chance. But there's only sort of a handful there.
Well, those are pretty good odds to whoever's got involved.
Absolutely. So we've got 3 of the Mighty Max shrunken heads here. This one is like that's probably the most craziest one with the eyeball hanging out.
Is that carbon?
Believe so. Yeah. That one's carbon.
I can't remember. I can't remember things at work, but I can remember the random names of weird toys.
There you go.
100% right. How are you? Yeah, it's a great memory.
Carbon.
Even I can get it out the drawer.
Let's go.
Yep. This one.
Let's see if you can get 3 for 3, 2 for 3, or 3 for 3.
Oh man, no, I don't have that one. It's maybe it's in here somewhere, but I'm flicking through files, but no, I'm not finding it.
This one's called.
Do you remember
Circa.
that? What is it?
Circa.
Circa. Okay.
As in, like, is that short for berserker?
Possibly. Seems to fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although these ones may have had different names internationally, but yeah.
Yeah. And then this one.
Razor.
Yeah. I think what I love about these is obviously, they really went in with the troll vibe, and you get these really cool colorful mohawks and hairs on them as well. So that's kind of what drew me in. And obviously, what it's like. You buy one and then you're like, actually, I want to try and complete them. So I think I've got 1 or 2 left that I need to get to complete. I think there's 8 in the series, Lee. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm looking at them now. Yeah, 8.
Yeah. So I think I'm like 1 or 2 off the full set.
I don't have very many of the dreadheads or the scalps. I think I've only got maybe 2 or 3, but I like that they're key rings as well, or they've got like some sort of hook so you can put it on your backpack.
Frac set, yeah, the frac set.
You're reading my mind, Scott. That's where I keep my keys.
Really? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
Yeah, because you've obviously got the key ring style. I'll just zoom in on this bit so you can see. So you can clip it onto your keys or your belt, or
I want to I want one for I want, like, when I get a spare, missing a Max or whatever, and maybe not in the nicest of condition, I want to throw it on my toy hunting backpack. You know what I mean? Just cruise around with a redhead hanging off my toy hunting backpack as a little mascot, or a little good luck charm while I'm on the hunt.
That's right. Hopefully get you more Mighty Max stuff.
That's right.
What's Geek Strong? He's asking pretty please. All right, I'll put you in, Geek Strong. I'll get you in, mate. So, because you asked nicely. All right, where's my mouse gone? Okay. Love technology. All right. Cool. So I'm just going to quickly set this up. If you want to kind of talk amongst yourselves.
Just trying to see if there's any questions that we might not have got to. Tippinator's talking about, always checking the op shops for Goosebumps. Lee, have you had any, like, what are the op shops or the thrift stores or the charity stores like in your part of the country? Because I know Ryan has some success because he hunts a lot of the vintage, like, not necessarily cartridge based, but like disc based games like PS2 and stuff like that. That's not really my thing. So I barely even go to op shops these days, but when I do, books is typically what I look at. What about you, mate? How are your op shops?
That's my weekend routine, is doing thrifting with my daughter. Op shops I've kind of given up on. I feel like a lot of them are just searching on eBay and upping the prices to match the highest possible price on eBay, whether it's sold or not. And so now I'm finding a lot of my treasures at the recycling centers at the dump because people throw them out. And Goosebumps books, literally, I think I picked up half my collection in a box at a recycling center at the dump. So that's my secret little place to go. I've got 3 in my local area that I do a little circuit of, and find some real good stuff.
There's 3 recycling centers in your sort of general, week, like within driving distance.
Yeah, within about a half an hour radius of me. I've got
I need to
3 or 4.
suss that out at my side, because that's recycling centers at Tips is not something that I've really thought to look at, but it's a good call.
Yeah, and they don't care. They'll put $1 on something. Like thrift stores will be putting 50 and they'll put $1, and like you get some real good finds. You got to keep on looking, but yeah, half a box of Goosebumps books that came in, and I picked them up straight away. I've picked up quite a few vintage toys and other various things like the bubble gum jars that I store my small like plushies and where am I? Like I've got a whole bunch of these that you can pick up at like recycling center shops and that make nice displays. Yeah, I'm all about them. I think Ryan still goes to the one I used to go to as a kid in Perth. So.
I was just going to say Tamala Park. I've been there a couple of times, and that's a really good recycle center. I'm very lucky to have quite a few, Salvation Army, Good Sammy's, Vinnie's, op shops, all within 10-minute drive. And I've had quite a good amount of success recently with Goosebump books, VHS, retro games. So yeah, you just never know what you're going to find.
Yeah, VHS is a good one that you can always find a bunch of those and hopefully get some animated ones or something.
Yeah,
a lot of my op shops turn back VHS now. They don't even take them anymore. Yeah, which is really disappointing. I must have left my name and mobile number with VHS at a dozen op shops, because whenever they say we don't take them anymore, I'm always like, just ring me if you get them, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of lot of Titanic on small box VHS that I'm just not interested in, but it would be worth it just to land some old X rentals or some wrestling or some horror or some obscure films that aren't on streaming, just the gems in amongst in amongst the sort of the trash. I suppose it makes me sad to say, but
I'll tell you what, like a lot of the cult films, like horror films and VHS, are going for like silly money. I was talking to one of my friends who actually started the Turtles Perf page on Facebook, and he got a copy of Hellraiser 1 and 2 VHS from a garage sale for $1. Wow. And it was like the big clamshell style X rental, and I think he made about $115 or something off it on eBay, and that funded his trip to Europe. So, part of it.
Wow.
But, spending money. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Tippinator's saying, his op shops are pretty sporadic, no consistency by any means. Picked up Brave Star, Vintage Joe's, Vintage Lego, lots of disc-based games. I think with op shops, like I know the tailors still get out to the op shops, and as a result, they still find stuff, because if you're not looking, you're not going to find stuff. But I think you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared these days to find nothing in the hope that you'll find something. And the problem is, I've gone 3 or 4 times. My most recent visits, come back with nothing, and just kind of let that deter me, because then I think I probably should have spent that time doing something else or looking elsewhere. But
that's right.
Yeah, but it's interesting that Lee suggests tip recycling centers, because that's something for us all to look into, I suppose.
I just find the op shops are just upping the prices. I will say though, best ever thing I found in an op shop was literally an entire bag full of Mighty Max, and it was like one of those dreams you have where you come across something so amazing, and the smile was on my face for a month. Like I still think about it and be like, I can't believe someone just what was it, like 9 or 10 Doom Zones, just a bag full of them.
They probably just didn't realize what they were, or they were like maybe they're kids in the attic and they just want to get rid of them. That's usually
there's moments like that when you're like, oh, op shops have got nothing anymore, and then you find something and then you're there every day like trying to find out what they put these in, but they put in a whole bunch of other 90s and 80s stuff.
I'm the same. I go weekly now. I just
It's interesting though, because like when you do find something at an op shop that's quality, it makes you search the joint up and down, because you think, I wonder what else this person brought in. You know what I'm saying? Like not that long ago. I say not that long ago, during COVID. So obviously a couple of years ago, I picked up 2 sets of sealed Ring Raiders in a cash converters.
Wow.
And it was COVID, so it was an eBay purchase. But I rang them up and I'm like, what else do you have? And they're like, oh, nothing else, Ring Raiders. And I'm like, no, but what else in the way of 80s, 90s toys? Whoever brought these in surely had to bring in other toys. And they're no, like, but, if it wasn't lockdown, I would have been in the car and I would have been sussing that joint.
You would have been straight down there checking it out. Yeah,
fully.
Absolutely.
Fully.
So Terminator, he's got some wrestling VHS if you want them. So there you go. Scott.
Legendary. That would be downright decent of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can Tippinator. You can obviously hit up Scott on Instagram at Scott Crusher or on YouTube.
I think Tippinator's a mate of yours, Ryan.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can hit us up on Insta, Tippinator, no stress.
Yeah. Must be. The way he's talking about Perth and stuff.
I think it's Josh. He mentioned earlier in the chat it's Josh.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Josh. Yep. I know who it is now. Yep.
It's all right. Hosting and moderating.
Hosting. I've got a lot going on. Sorry, Josh.
I got you. And mate, you're doing a giveaway. I got you covered.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
Yeah, all good, Josh.
Now, Ryan, just one more thing.
Yeah, you're good.
Keep on Collecting has put a comment on your latest Mighty Max vid, so we need to get.
Yes.
We need to get.
Yeah, I have seen it. So we've got Keep on Collecting boys in there, and we've got Geek Strong in there as well. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get this started. Can we see that all good?
We can. Dino's been watching Lost Boys on Laserdisc. That is awesome. I wish I had a Laserdisc player.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's a film I still haven't seen. I've been wanting to see it for a while, but yeah,
I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Now, is this okay, or should we just go full screen for the wheel?
Whichever. Whichever.
Yeah.
Either way. Right. I don't know if that made it much bigger. Yeah, it didn't make it any bigger.
No, let's just do it. Cool. All right, so we've got Matty Wacker 2096, Fast Noodle 723, Taylor Retro Hunters, JC Toys and Collectibles, Findale, Tippinator, Scott Crusher, Shanko, Geek Strong, and Keep on Collecting. So I'm not on there. Sure, I can put you on there. Last call.
Last call. Let's get Mark on there.
I knew this would happen, but that's all good. All right.
That's all right. More the merrier.
Last call. We'll
now before we get going, can I just ask some rules here? Is it like last person standing, or is it just first off the wheel? Like, how does this work?
That's correct. So we're pretty much going to go down the list. I would have liked to have got something a bit more visual, but to be honest, didn't have the time. But we'll basically go with the last one standing.
Okay.
All right. So let's click it. Here we go. Can you hear the sound as well? The sound's coming through. Yeah. Probably should have some Shanko's out.
I thought I was out of there then.
Yeah, that was very close, Scott. You were like flying by the seat of your pants there.
I was indeed. Oh, Mark's last one on, second one off. Sorry, Mark.
Sorry, Mark. Okay, so we've got JC. Yeah. Have you heard of them before, Scott? JC Collectibles?
JC's, no, I haven't.
No, okay. Or
Fast Noodles out.
Oh, no. All right. I think it's Geek Strong.
Geek Strong.
Oh, no.
Oh, Keep on Collecting.
Keep on Collecting. Oh, that was so close. It was between Geek Strong and Keep on. Oh, no.
Taylor Gang's out. I agree, Dino. Yeah, Mighty Max is definitely a fun toy line for sure.
So top 5 now. Oh, no, Tippinator.
Yeah, I got him in my top 5 too. Sorry, Josh.
All right, we're at top 4 now.
Final 4. Here we go. Matty.
Sorry, Matt. Oh, this is pretty close, man. Geek Strong, sorry, mate.
All right, looks like you're off the hook. You're off the hook with the overseas postage.
Yep. So we got Findale and Scott Crusher.
And look, if it's me, I promise there's no funny business just because I'm on the stream. You know what I mean? I'm gone anyway. I spoke
You're
too
gone.
soon.
Yeah, you jinxed yourself.
I jinxed myself.
Cool. So we have Findale. So Findale is the winner. There you go. So I will contact you.
Congratulations, Findale.
Yeah, congratulations, Findale.
No, Brad, I've not rigged it, mate. I was last off. You know what? I was actually a little bit nervous. Like, there was part of me, there was like a neurotic side of me that was like, don't win this, Scott, because it just looks half dodgy. You know what I mean? Like when you said you want to jump on the stream, I'm like, yeah, but now I kind of feel bad entering.
Yeah. No, I remember I did that with the Doctor Who competition, and one of my good mates in England who were pretty close with, he ended up winning, and everyone was like, "You rigged it," and I was like, "No, I didn't. I seriously didn't rig it. Like, it was just."
Good on you.
I showed them all that. Yeah.
Is Findale a friend of yours, or a friend of the channel?
Not too sure. I think they recently subbed a couple of months ago. So yeah, I will. I'll send them a message on, obviously, YouTube, and then if they don't get back to me, then it's yours, Scott. So there you go.
All right, come on, Findale. Respond to those messages. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll be excited.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll. I'll put a post out and let them know. Yeah.
No, Dino, I would not have allowed you to pay postage, mate. I would have made Ryan personally send it to you himself. But no, that's okay. It's nice of you to offer. I'll keep on collecting. We're trying to win it for Dino too. That's nice.
I see. Good sport.
A lot of love in the community for sure.
There is. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much again, Lee, for coming on the live stream tonight, and also Scott as well. It was awesome to be able to kind of do a trip down memory lane, go through Mighty Max, and obviously branch off into other topics too, which is always great. So yeah, thank you so much again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So just a quick plug. Obviously, if you haven't already, check out Fomo Toys on YouTube, and you've got an Instagram account as well, don't you?
I do. Same name.
Same name. Yes, you can check out. And then obviously Scott Crusher is also Instagram and YouTube as well. So make sure you give him a like and subscribe as well. But thank you so much. Yeah. But as I said, it's just been a pleasure to be able to do live stream again. And we should do this again sometime.
Yeah, sounds great. Dino's trying to pull the wool over your eyes. That's awesome. No, thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, Ryan. It's been good, mate. Nice little midweek catch up, and
absolutely.
Thanks for having us. And Lee, awesome to be able to chat with you live as well, man. And
that's a good time to actually do this. So thank you.
Yeah,
for sure. And do your first live stream, so we'll have to do more.
Absolutely. Oh, my mate Comic Car's just come in. Hey, mate, how you going? All right, so awesome. Well, also a huge thank you to everyone that also made it successful tonight as well, coming in and checking us out. People working and tuning in. So thank you for everyone that came in too. But that will do it for us. Have a great week, and we'll see you in another live stream. Laters.
Catch you later, guys.